Welcome back to another episode of Tartarus Attack, as I like to call it. Today we're gonna do versus mode again, but this time on very hard. On the ending of the last episode, I show you guys how to get on to very hard. I actually forgot how to do it. You press up and you press L and then you press A while on hard, and the thing turns red and yeah, yeah, that's how you do it. I hope I remember. Hopefully I actually know how to do that without having to look at the flipping guide on how to do it. Hopefully I said it right too. But anyways, this video, I said on the last one, this video is going to be about Final Fantasy VII and my thoughts on that. But first, I'm going to talk about other things. So I realized today there's going to be a Nintendo Direct of some kind, but it's not going to be like a full Nintendo Direct. It's going to be a Xenoblade, which is pretty interesting. Okay, I have a weird thing. Every time I don't usually say Xenoblade. For years, I used to say X Xenoblade, and I don't think you say it that way. You just say Xenoblade, like the X is silent. So, yeah, I'm trying to change that. But if I say X Xenoblade again, well, that's the reason why. But yeah. So there's a new Xenoblade. What is it? Well, Xenoblade is coming out this year. Xenoblade 3, and it's coming out, I think, next month. And that's pretty cool. But here's the thing: I never played a single one of those dang games, and I want one of them. I want to play Xenoblade. You see it back when it's Xenoblade Chronicles, and I want to play that game. The thing is, it's a lot of cash, and I don't have the funds to buy it. And I really don't think I'm going to buy it for $80. I might do it, I might not, but I'm interested in that game. I I was interested for years, and I'm still interested in that game. But what I'm really waiting for is a big Nintendo Switch for the AAA games to go on sale. Like like Nintendo Switch games, like indie games go on sale quite frequently on Nintendo Switch. In fact, I got Spiritfarer about like 6 days ago. Actually, I got it like a week ago, last week Tuesday. It was on sale for $10, and I just pick it up, even though I know I'm not gonna play it anytime soon. But whenever though, I want to actually finally buy a AAA Nintendo game. The last time I bought a AAA Nintendo game was when I got the Switch OLED in October of last year. I bought two AAA Nintendo games, the Smash Brothers and uh, Breath of the Wild, and I want to get more. I want to get more Nintendo games. I actually don't know which game I should get. Right now, I'm playing a RPG called Etrian Odyssey 2 Untold. Yes, Monk, that game is good. I like that game. I see why you like it. Um, if you're a part of Nintendo Capri Sun's community, there is the atheistic bunk is a guy that frequents the chat. He's a great fella. He supports my videos. He's like one of the few people that I actually know that watches almost all my videos. I'm like, holy shoot! Like I love hanging out with him in the chat, discussing the different stuff about video games and all that stuff. So if you're watching this, thank you for watching. And yeah, Eternasi is going pretty dang good. I didn't play it today, but yeah, it's a good game. And also check out his band, Ticket to Happiness. I should put his band in the description. I think I will actually. Heck yeah, I'm gonna do that. But yeah, this whole video was about Final Fantasy VII. It's gonna be about Final Fantasy VII, but there's like 30 minutes. This video is a 30-minute long video, so I have enough time to talk about other crap, like what games I'm planning to get. I'm still want to get Mario Odyssey, and I'm actually leaning towards getting Mario Odyssey more than Xenoblade because Xenoblade is a long game, and Etrian Odyssey is a long game. Both of those games take a pretty dang long while to finish, and I don't want to start up Xenoblade while I'm playing Etrian Odyssey. I'm not the type of person to start up two RPGs at the same time because I'm bound to put down one of them, and I don't want to do that. I want to, um, I want to really like play all these games. I'm not the type of person to play a lot of games at once either. I'm usually like most of the time I'll pick up two games and just play them until I'm done with them. And right now I'm just playing Etrian Odyssey and Tetris whenever I feel like it, which is a LP. So yeah, I don't really consider that I'm actually really playing that game. I am playing it, but I don't really consider that as one of the main games that I'm playing right now. It's just an LP. So yeah, but as much as I want to play Xenoblade Chronicles, I kind of really want to play a Mario game. Like, Mario Odyssey is a game I really wanted to play for a long time. I thought I was getting it for Christmas, but I ended up getting a whole bunch of eShop cards, which is still good. I got so much crap for Christmas. There's some good sales there too. And it was on sale then. But for my birthday, I got more eShop cards. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for that game to go on sale because I don't have enough to buy it. I could like get more eShop cards, but I don't want to because I know a sale is coming up. I just have it. I can feel it. I can feel it in my soul, man. That game is coming out soon. Like not coming out, but those games are going on sale soon. I can feel it. If Xenoblade is the only game on sale, I'm gonna buy it. But if Mario Odyssey and Xenoblade is on sale, I'm going to pick up Mario Odyssey over Xenoblade. I feel like I'm saying it wrong either way. Every time I say X Xenoblade, I feel like I'm saying it wrong. When I say Xenoblade, I feel like I'm still saying it wrong. So it's a lose-lose situation for me. But yeah. So there's a Nintendo Direct coming up. I think in 2 days. Well, I think in one day and on Thursday. No, I don't know. I don't know. It's coming up soon though, and it's all about Xenoblade. And as much as I'm interested in that series, I don't think I'm gonna watch that event because I know it's gonna be mostly about the new game that's coming out. And with me, I don't really watch gameplay videos of games that's coming out that I'm really interested in because I love going into games completely blind. And I realize that's a hindrance because I do that too often. Like I will literally try to stay blind on a game like I get way too I don't know. Like I don't know how to say it. I get kind of uneasy when I see gameplay of a game that I'm interested in, which is so stupid. Like why are you getting uneasy? I don't know. Maybe I'm conditioned to be this way because of spoilers and how much stuff how many big games I got spoiled on over the years, and it just pissed me off. I hate getting spoiled on stuff. I try to avoid them as much as I can, but it just happens, and you can't really avoid them sometimes, especially if you're on the internet. And now it's like to the point where I just want to experience everything perfectly blind, not actually blind, of course, but playing the game without expecting anything, without knowing anything, because there's a massive payoff if a game has like a incredibly touching moment or a sad moment or a shocking moment and you didn't see it coming. Like only one time I could say a game shocked me, like shocked me, like a scene happened in the game and I was completely shocked that it even happened, and that was Red Dead Redemption 1. If you play that game and you know that shocking scene, I think you know what I'm talking about. That shocked me. I was like, wait, what? Did this just happen? And stuff like that don't happen to me often. But I just, most of the time I flippin' just get spoiled on stuff, or the big shocking scene is like, I don't know, it doesn't happen that often. So maybe that's another reason why I get so funny when it comes to spoilers. And I'm actually surprised that I actually sit down and watch Summer Game Fest because I don't usually do that. Not Summer Game Fest, but we established this on the last episode. It's called Fake E3. I'm calling it Fake E3. But I don't usually watch those events. There's a point in time where I just didn't watch it because I know I couldn't get any of those games. anytime soon, so I just didn't bother with it. But yeah, I guess I'm getting over that. Well, not really, since I'm not watching the Xenoblade uh, Direct. I still hope there's like a real Nintendo Direct coming up next. Like, I'm pretty dang soon, because yeah, I want to see something with Nintendo. I want to see all the little games getting released. Like the big shocking games that's coming out for Nintendo is like I don't know if there's a Mario game coming out for Nintendo. I don't think there is. I don't think there's gonna be a Mario game coming out. Like a new 3D Mario game. There's usually only one per system. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's two. I know there's Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, but I think both of those games are on the Wii U. No, I mean the Wii. So, yeah, it can happen, but I don't think it's going to happen. I really wonder what Nintendo's gonna do with the Nintendo Switch. Like, there's only so long they could hold on to that console. Um, that console hardware needs it. Nintendo's never gonna be a company that releases top of the line hardware for their system. They're more of an innovative company that innovates on how you play a game instead of trying to get the most powerful console out there like Sony and Xbox. But they still need to get a console that's a little bit more powerful, because like you can't hold on to the Nintendo Switch for 10 more years. What the hell? That's way too much. 6 more years. Like, I don't think they could survive. 6 years is a stretch too. But I don't know when we could see. I don't know when we're gonna see the newest Nintendo system. But we'll be hearing a lot of stuff from Nintendo that getting a new system, making a new system will be quite a challenge for them, and I don't know what they're gonna do. It's interesting. I still believe Breath of the Wild 2 will be a Nintendo game. I'm not 100% sure about Metroid Prime, even though I said Metroid Prime 4 might very well come out. We'll get a release date next year. That's my prediction. And the Metroid Prime trilogy will be on the Switch at I get a release date this year. That was my predictions. I don't know if I'm sticking with that. I think I am. But man, I'm talking about Nintendo and all that stuff. We could talk about Nintendo all the time, but I'm not gonna spend the entire video talking about Nintendo. I'm gonna talk about what I really want to talk about. Final Fantasy VII. Heck yeah. I love Final Fantasy VII. If you know me, that game is my happiness. It's just certain things in this world that makes you happy no matter what, and Final Fantasy VII is that. Well, kinda. Yeah, I have a very complex relationship with that game. I love that game, and I watched the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy event, and I remember seeing someone saying that they kind of wish that Final Fantasy VII wasn't the only thing announced at that event, which I find that's kind of funny, because it's the 25th anniversary, right? It's not Final Fantasy VII anniversary. It's just the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy as a whole. I'm pretty sure. Like, I think I got that straight. There was only Final Fantasy VII news at that event, and they choose to show the Final Fantasy 16 at the State of Play. If I was Square Enix, I would say Final Fantasy 16 for the 25th anniversary and the 7 news. But let's get into the 7 discussion. So Final Fantasy 7 is getting a lot of games. Like, as a fan of the series, I can't even flip and keep up. There's too many games, and we're at this giant figure. Look at his eyes. The guy's crazy. But there's so much stuff. There's so much Final Fantasy 7 news. There is more news on Ever Crisis, which I'm not gonna play. Look, I'm a fan of the game, but when I see a mobile game, I know it's a mobile game, and that's a flipping mobile game. It looks like a mobile game. I bet it will feel like a mobile game. I'm not playing that. But it's kind of interesting for some people. It's not my cup of tea. But yeah, there's that. There's I guess a new season for the Final Fantasy VII First Order crap, which is a battle royale, and I don't care. Yeah, I'm still a Final Fantasy VII fan. I am. As much as I say I don't care, I'm saying I don't care to any of these things, but I trust me, I'm a fan of this game. And then here's one of the biggest news and one of the most interesting news. I wasn't expecting any news on Crisis Core. Like, I didn't know that was happening. It was like literally the day of the event, I see some article that leaked the information that that game was coming out, and I was like, oh shoot, well that's cool. If it really happens, that's cool. And well, would you look at that? They released footage of it. Crisis Core looks cool. I enjoyed Crisis Core when I played it. I feel like it's a solid game. I'm the type of person, if I had to pick between Cloud, Strife, or Zack Fair, I think Zack is the better character. But I do tend to enjoy more goofier characters. I enjoy characters that has a sense of humor because that's just me. I'm always trying to lighten the mood by trying to be some, I don't know, trying to do some stupid voice or or acting silly or whatnot. That's just my opinion, or my personality, not opinion. So I do like Zack as a character way more than Cloud. I respect Cloud character way more than before when I played Final Fantasy VII again 2 years ago. But yeah, it's good to see more Crisis Core. That game is great. I'm happy that the game's actually getting a proper like port. It's like, and they actually look like they're putting work into it, because with Square Enix they're so unpredictable. You never know what the hell they're gonna go and do. But what kind of surprised me was that this game is coming out on every freaking thing under the sun. It's coming out on Xbox, it's coming out on Nintendo Switch, it's coming out on Steam, it's coming out on PlayStation 4, 5, and the Series X and S, I think. This game is coming out on everything, but yet it looks like Square Enix is still going the time exclusive route for the newest Final Fantasy game, in Final Fantasy VII game in the remake trilogy, and that's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now, in the last video, I talk about I hate time exclusives, and I do. I hate them. I don't think time exclusives is really console sellers. I don't think so. I don't think that much people is gonna be like, oh, it's a time exclusive? Okay. Well, I will definitely buy a PlayStation 4 because this game's a time exclusive. All it does is, I feel like time exclusives can hinder the fan base for that game. And as someone who desperately wants to play Final Fantasy VII, well, 7 Remake, I'm still not gonna freaking pick up a PlayStation 4 because I saw it was coming. Like, I knew it was coming. What I mean by what's coming, I mean the meteor is coming, man. The planet's gonna get destroyed by Sephiroth. No. What I'm really talking about is I knew this was gonna happen, where they were gonna release part 2 of the game as a PS5 exclusive. I knew that was going to happen. There was a time in my life where I was actively looking for a PlayStation 4. I wanted a PlayStation 4. Not because of the PlayStation 4's other games. No, just because of Final Fantasy VII. When the game was first released, I was on a mission. I was searching left and right, thinking of a plan to buy a PS4. And I was trying to get it for Christmas, and I couldn't get it. Thank God, actually, because honestly, if I had a PlayStation, if I spend about $200 and something for a PlayStation 4, because in Canada it would be close to $300, just for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and the next game they put out is a PS5 exclusive, I'll be flipping furious. I will be so mad. But what changed my opinion on getting a PS4 was the fact that they released Integrate for the PS5. I was like, okay, I see what you're doing, Sony. I mean, I see what you're doing, Square. You're trying to get the fan base to pick up this game, so they have a PS5. And I saw that and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And this further supports my argument where I say time exclusives are not really system sellers. I do not believe that much people bought a PlayStation 4 just for Final Fantasy 7. And I, like, dude, if you know me, and a lot of people that's watching this video part right now probably knows me because I don't think that much people, besides the people that's in Nintendo Capri Sun community, the Nintendo Capri Suns, really, Nintendo Capri Sun community, is watching this video right now. Like, they know what I like, what I dislike. But if you know me, I would do so much for Final Fantasy 7. I love that game. And your boy Detsec is in pain that he still can't play the freaking game 800 days later. But yeah, I'm not gonna buy a PS4. I wasn't gonna do it because I knew that was gonna happen. And now Rebirth is coming out for PS5, which is good for PS5 owners. I'm gonna try and get a PS5, which means everything I just said before about Time Suits not being a system seller now makes no damn sense. But for other people, I'm doing it because I'm a massive fan of this game. I don't think everyone else is that much of a fan of this game to buy a PS5. Like, it's so hard to get, and it's such a hard system. It's a lot of money to fork out where you could just get a PC and save more and get a PC, and you know the game's gonna come on PC. Yeah, Xbox, yeah, that's a big mystery. I still believe it's coming out on Xbox. Final Fantasy 7, those games are coming out on Xbox regardless. It may take them a long time until when Sony just doesn't care anymore to like harass Square Enix and not put it on that system, but it's coming out. Like, it's coming out. I know that game is coming out on Xbox eventually, but it will come out on PC even quicker than Xbox. But oh, I beat him. I actually thought I was gonna die on this stage. Did I die already? I don't even know. I was just talking so much. Anyways, Bowser's up next. But yeah, I knew this was gonna happen, and look again. Your boy DeathSec is in pain. Like, my heart got impaled more times than Tifa in the Italian Senate and Aerith at the altar because I can't play this game. Like, my freaking heart is flipping destroyed because I can't play it. But I'm still not. I don't want to buy a PS5, and I stand by that because a PS4, not PS5, because I knew this was gonna happen. And now I will have to buy a PlayStation 5, and it's all because of these stupid time exclusives. And what I'm worried is that the game is gonna sell it regardless because this game has such a legendary legacy. But man, what if more people got to play this game? What if Square Enix wasn't as greedy? And because it's greed, really. Like, they just have to accept this guaranteed cash. They didn't have to do it. They could say no. Sony's gonna try their schemes, but Square Enix like to accept time exclusive deals. You see that with Shadow of the Tomb Raider all the way in 2016, 13, I don't remember the exact date. But man, if they only released this game on everything when the game first came out, Square Enix had a chance to bring in so much more people into this series because this game is still selling well on Steam. I heard there's some type of article I saw today where they said Final Fantasy VII Remake is like one of the best-selling single franchise games on the Steam. I don't know. That's how they phrase it. They phrase it so funny. I said on the Steam. No one says the Steam. But people still bought that game in bulk, and that series is still such a beloved series, and I would never understand why would they try to do that. Why would they try to segregate and try to gatekeep people from this series? I feel like Final Fantasy VII like this whole remake project is kind of like this whole thing wouldn't have happened if the fans wasn't so adamant again in this game. Square Enix for years didn't want to remake Final Fantasy VII because they knew this game would be freaking ambitious. And it is ambitious. But they're doing it because, well, in 2016 or 17 or whatever, and I lost. In 2016 and 17, when they released the game, when they showed a trailer of the game, Square Enix was really talked about. I think they was going through some issues with Final Fantasy 14 back then, and is trying to repair that game. Final Fantasy 13, 2, Lightning Returns, all that crap. No one didn't like those games. And Final Fantasy 15 was nowhere to be seen. Actually, no, was that game released by the time? I don't know. But even so, Final Fantasy 15 wasn't a love Final Fantasy. It's a decent game, but it's not anything special. Square Enix decided to listen to what the fans want, and they wanted a remake. That was something they wanted. They wanted a remake to this game because it's such a love series, and they did it, but there's a big but, and that is that they're choosing to kind of gatekeep their fan base to a new generation of people. And while, yes, it's still gonna come out on those consoles after a couple months, it's annoying. It's very annoying. I'm super frustrated by it, and other people. But I'm a big fan of the series, so I'm willing to sacrifice to buy a PS5 at this point in time. Many people are not. Many people are not trying to do that. They will wait on the time exclusive deals to finish, and some people may even lose interest in this game. And it's just like, dang it, why are you like this, Square? Why did you do this to this game? I just kind of wish they released this game for everything to begin with. Um, I'm not that mad that the game's coming out on PS5. It's kind of hard to get this game now for someone who doesn't have like a bulk of cash laying around, because other people may have bought a PlayStation 4 just to play the game. And I bet there's many people like me who just say, I'll wait when the exclusive deal is over. And their wait was so long. It's basically 2 years now, and people's getting this on Steam. Yes, it was on Epic Game Store, but no one likes Epic Game Store. Not that much people like that store for some reason. And there's nothing on Xbox besides um, Crisis Core Reunion. It's just like, this entire video is a flippin' rant, and I defeated Bowser, yay. But this is my mindset. It's just like, this is your freaking biggest game, Square. This is the game that made you into a billion-dollar company. I always say this. Final Fantasy 7, well, Final Fantasy saved Square Enix, and Final Fantasy 7 made Square Enix into the company that they are today, like where like they're the big dogs of JRPGs. Like they Final Fantasy 7 paved the way for them and helped them get so much success. And it's such a love franchise, such a love sub-series. I don't know what you even call Final Fantasy 7. It's not just a title anymore, it's a sub-series. And it's annoying that they choose to go this route, where they release the game on one console for like 6 months or up to a year, and then they release it again. And when they release it again, they release it on the flipping Epic Game Store, and then they release it on Steam, and then they release it. Then maybe years down the line, we get it on Xbox, and it's just like, people. While a lot of people still care, I don't think everyone else will care. Like, this game could have been like, it could sell so much more copies, I feel. But I'm just rambling at this point because I could get much more deeper on this. I didn't even talk about how I feel about the game itself. I just went straight into my rant about how I feel about this game and how I don't like Square Enix's business approach at all, how they're releasing this game. But yeah, Rebirth looks cool. It's just now I gotta freaking get a $700 console to play this. And I feel like many people just will wait because the PlayStation 5 is flipping hard to get. Like, yeah, it's hard to get. But yeah, I'm sorry for ranting a bunch. It's just I need to get this off my chest. Like I think about this game all the time. But yeah, I skipped the credits because who needs to see the credits? And yeah, that's Tetris Attack on Very Hard. Man, the first half of this video was the best part. The other half is just rant, but that is how I feel about Final Fantasy VII. I could talk about this for another hour, but I'm not going to because this video is almost done. So anyways, thanks for watching. On the next video, we're gonna do stage selection. See you then. Yes, do the song and dance, Yoshi.